Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Today, we're checking out the latest amplifier in the BOSS Nextone family. Let's get started. Today we're looking at the Nextone Special, the latest addition to the popular BOSS Nextone family. I did a complete demo of the Nextone Artist and Stage amps previously, and you can find a link to that video below. But the Nextone Special is the flagship of the Nextone family. It offers 80 watts of power, which you can switch down to 60 watts, 40 watts, 20 watts, or even a half watt. This, combined with the master volume control, allows you to scale the amplifier for any situation, from quiet practicing in an apartment to full-on stage performance. And believe me, the Nextone Special can really get loud when you crank it up. There's plenty of power here for keeping up with a loud drummer and band. All that power is routed through one of the new additions in the Nextone Special, the newly developed Waza B12W speaker, which is based on the legendary Alnico Bluebell speakers from the 1960s. This speaker offers warmth and character, but can also provide a surprising amount of low-end depth and thump, as well as throaty mid-range and transparent, clear top end. It does a great job of translating the various tones and voices of the Nextone Special. The Nextone Special has two completely independent channels, each with its own set of controls. You can run the amp from the front panel settings, or you can call up one of 3 onboard presets, either from the front panel or using a foot switch. The ideal companion for the Nextone Special is the BOSS GAFC foot switch. I've got one here today, and I'm using it with one of BOSS's new heavy-duty interconnect cables, a very cool combination. The amp even comes with a set of overlay stickers for the GAFC, so the labels on the foot switches correspond to the functions on the Nextone Special. You can also control the Nextone Special using MIDI, and it can interface with your computer via USB, which gives you access to deep editing when using the Nextone Special Editor app, as we'll see in just a little bit. But you can access everything you need for creating your presets right on the front panel. The front panel is divided into different sections, which makes navigating very simple. First up, we have the preamp section with channel gain and volume controls, and we have separate control over the volume of the clean channel and the gain and the output volume of the lead channel. We can switch between those channels using either a foot switch or the front panel switch. So here's our clean channel. And the lead channel. You can hear we've got plenty of gain on tap with the Nextone Special. This section also has a tone switch, which engages one of 2 different bright switch voicings. Here's with the bright switch off. And here's with it engaged. There's also an extra headroom switch in this section, which can add punch to your tone. We'll turn off the bright switch, and here's our straight clean channel. Now we'll engage the extra headroom switch. It's a subtle effect, but it adds nice punch in the lower mid-range. Our next section is the equalizer or tone stack. As you'd expect, we have bass, middle, and treble controls in this section. But we also have something interesting, a voicing selection. You can choose either American voice, which we have right now, or British voiced. They're surprisingly different, and they also affect what's happening in the lead channel. Our next section is the effects section. We have on-off switches for the 3 effects across the top, and then we have controls for each of them: boost, delay, and reverb. Using the editing software, we can choose among a number of different boost, overdrive, and distortion voicings for the boost effect, and we can choose among 3 different delays and a tremolo effect under the delay knob. We also have 3 different selections for types of reverb. Our next section is the power amps section, and this is a critical section of the Nextone Special amplifier. The power section of the Nextone is actually an analog Class AB circuit that's controlled using BOSS's tube logic technology, which simulates the response and characteristics of different tube power amp sections. In this section, we have a presence control, as you'd expect, but we also have bottom and top controls for shaping the response of the power amp, and these are very effective, particularly with the lead channel. Let's listen to the effect of the bottom control on the lead channel. Here's with the control about in the middle. We'll roll it all the way down. And all the way up. It really changes the voicing of the bottom end of the amplifier. Similarly, the top control makes a big difference as well. Here's with it rolled all the way down. Now we'll roll it up. You can hear that has a dramatic impact on the tone of the amplifier. With those two controls set about 12 o'clock, now let's listen to the difference among the 4 different power tube selections on each channel. And this is a huge feature of the Nextone Special, being able to choose among those 4 different types of power tubes. It has a dramatic impact, again, on the tone as well as the feel of the amplifier. Our first tube selection is a 6V6, which is a lower powered tube, and it offers a sparkling, slightly scooped tone. Next up, we have a 6L6, which gives us full tones and beefy response. The EL84 tube type will give you the chime of a British amp. The EL34 tube type gives you the massive mid-range and smooth top end of a British stack-style amplifier. The final section on the front panel is the output section, and of course we have the master volume control here. But there's also a really cool new feature in the Nextone Special, and that's the solo volume controls for each channel. These two controls, which you can engage from the front panel, give you a second volume control. This lets you have separate volume settings for your rhythm and lead passages. Wrapping things up in the output section is the power control, and this switches you among the 5 different settings for output power. We also have switches here for the tone settings. On the back panel of the Nextone Special, we have 3 speaker outputs for connecting to the internal speaker or to external cabinets. The Nextone Special can drive anything up to 2 full 4x12 cabinets in a stack. You get connections for foot switches as well as a MIDI input. There's a bypassable effects loop for adding external pedals and effects, a headphone and recording output, and XLR and 1/4-inch line outputs. Now these feature BOSS's proprietary air feel function with 3 different options for a more authentic output sound. Last but not least, on the back panel, we have the USB connection, which interfaces your Nextone Special with your computer. This lets you record directly into your DAW software, and you can also use the Nextone Special Editor app for deep editing and creating a library of presets. The editor offers 3 main sections, one for patch editing, which we see here, a librarian for organizing your presets, and then menu, which brings up a variety of different settings for the amplifier. The editor section gives you deep access to all the settings on the Nextone Special, including some things you can't access from the front panel. For example, on the preamp section, on the lead channel, the bright switch or the tone switch can be one of 2 different fat voicings. If we go over to the clean channel, we're offered 2 different voicings for the bright switch. We also have a level control for the tone switch. In addition, we have extended EQ possibilities. So if we go to our equalizer, up here we can see our main 3 controls, bass, middle, and treble. But we can also choose the type of equalizer, British or American, and 2 different variations on those 2 different types of voicings. We have a fully parametric EQ available on the input for the preamp, and we also have a fully parametric EQ available for the output. So we have a lot of sound shaping power here. One final extended feature in the EQ section is this mid-deep control, and we can turn that on or off. In the effects section of the editor, you can choose among a wide variety of boost, overdrive, and distortions for the boost function. Let's switch over and look at that. We have clean boost, mid boost, treble boost, different drives, distortion, even a compressor. We also have 3 different delay types available here: SDE 2000, analog, and tape, with full control over all the parameters, or we can actually change this to a tremolo effect, again with full control over the parameters. In the reverb section, we have 3 different reverb types available: plate, spring, and hall, and full parametric control over those different reverb types. We can also choose whether the effects loop is on or off in this section. The effects loop is even more versatile than that because you can set it up for either series or parallel operation, and you can also control both the input and the output levels. We make those settings under Menu, here under Effects Loop: post amp, post reverb, series, parallel, and then the different levels. The power amp section also gives you extended control. We have control over bias and sag, which really affect the feel of the amplifier. And we also have an extended character shaping EQ that applies to the power amp section. All of this can be saved into presets, including both the independent clean and the lead channels for each preset. You can organize those presets using the librarian function. We have factory presets, and we also have user presets, and you can array those into live sets for easy access. I hope you've enjoyed this look at the BOSS Nextone Special amplifier. The Nextone Special offers an incredible range of authentic tones, real tube sound and feel, easy front panel operation, but there's also deep editing and recording via USB. It's a lightweight amplifier with plenty of power that can still be scaled down for quieter situations. Plus, it's really affordable. It's an awesome combination. If you have questions about this amp or any of the Nextone amplifiers from BOSS, contact your Sweetwater sales engineer or visit sweetwater.com. Thanks for joining me today. I'm Mitch Gallagher from Sweetwater. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click here for more videos like this, or visit sweetwater.com for all your music instrument and pro audio needs.